Greetings and welcome in. We are back here on this channel on Twitch. It's crazy. I wasn't sure I would ever do this again, but I got that itch, and with college football coming out, I was very excited about this. So can't wait to get it started. We are going to be running a Ball State University Dynasty. I know they're one of the two worst teams in the game. I get that. I'm from Indiana. We went with Ball State. I want to build up a program, and that's what we're gonna do here. So we are very laid back. We're very chill. I'm not the best at it, but you know what? We're gonna have some fun with it. So stick with me, and we'll have some fun here playing our Ball State Dynasty. Now, everything. You can follow me, top of the screen, JKGuy16 on here on Twitch. If you're watching later on YouTube, we have that as well. You can find me on X at JKSaysRadio. So, let's dive right in. Before we get started, I'm going to jump in and say that we're gonna show you all the settings and everything that we are doing, so that nothing is hidden or secretive, I guess, if you will. So let's get after it. All right, so Ball State, we are year one. We are starting this year, 2024. Our head coach is Ron McDonald, because that's what we've been going with for pretty much everything over the last decade or so. He's a very generic. The coaching, making a coach is very, very generic in this game, and it's the best we can come up with. So, schedule, we went with what we have. This is very basic concept, and I will show you a lot about this dynasty before we get started, because it is very different. This is not a standard issue run-of-the-mill dynasty. Let's do the settings first. League settings, very simple. We're going to play on All-American. We have some custom sliders courtesy of Armor and Sword over at OperationSports.com. We've been using Operation Sports for as long as I've basically been a sports gamer. For any sliders and settings they can provide, they are always top-notch. I highly recommend them. We've got custom XP speed settings for coaches. That's going to be on slower. We're going to be using 11-minute quarters. Jumping back and forth between 10 and 11, we're going to go with 11 with accelerated clock. Clock will go to about 20 seconds. The one problem I still have with this game is the final 2 minutes of the half. It is a struggle because it does not follow the same accelerated clock. I wish they would fix that. I really do. It would force you to go into some type of hurry up or actually experiment with the clock, but you can huddle and it will still not use the accelerated clock, and it's a little frustrating, but it's something we deal with and we roll with it. So everything we will do on our own. Recruiting is half the fun of this game. XP sliders, again, from Operation Sports, some of the best. It increases a lot of the power positions on offense. The line gets less of a boost because they're a little too strong year after year, and then like the safeties and things, they are getting a massive boost, as they should. Gameplay sliders, here we go. All-American. We will be using the All-American sliders courtesy of Armor and Swords, again at Operation Sports. We lower quarterback accuracy, increasing the pass blocking to offset. Wide receiver catching is a little lower. Catches are a little too automatic. We're going to reduce drops, or reduce catches, I should say, and create more drops. We lower interceptions because they are extremely overpowered. Tackling is just a notch lower. Computer skill, pretty similar. Field goal accuracy is a little lower. Everything else pretty much the same. We've increased minimum player speed threshold simply to not... Look, the animations are better in this game when this is lower, but my goodness, the best of the best are they're going to torch you for touchdowns all day long. This is going to keep scores a little lower. Penalties, we raise these almost exclusively, and we still, despite the patch, we still see some bad roughing the kicker penalty, so we remain off on those. Anything else? I think we're good. All right, let's talk about the Dynasty itself. This is going to be very different, and I need you to bear with me on this because we are using the same schedules. I have created custom conferences, and this is going to look nuts. But here's how it works. First off, well, before I jump into this, here's how this is going to work. And if you're just joining the stream for the first time, welcome. So glad to have you. I love to discuss some of the past that we've had here. I've streamed before, but I haven't done this in about 3 years, and we're going to be back to doing this regularly. And I'm so excited, so pumped up for this. What we have here for Custom Dynasty, I've always been one to jump and do something different. We're going to use a relegation promotion system here. We've created 5 conferences, 5 power conferences, and 5 minor conferences, and we're going to show you those right now. We brought back the Pac-12. I love that they left that in this game because we are going to show you what we have. So every conference, all 10 conferences, by the way, are broken up into divisions, no matter what. All right? The Power 5 conferences all contain 14 teams. The ACC, the Big 10, the Big 12, the Pac-12, the SEC, all have 14 teams. They're all divided into different divisions. So the ACC right here on the screen. We got the ACC Atlantic. This is all going to look very familiar. We have the ACC Coastal. Okay? Pretty straightforward, yeah? Then, of course, we're going to have the Big 12. We've got the Big 12 East. We've got the Big 12 West. That is a loaded division right there. Texas, OK State, Oklahoma, Kansas, Kansas State, TCU, BYU. All right? Big 10. This is going to look really strange. But again, bear with me. There are no independents. We've added Notre Dame to this conference. And this division is already loaded with Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. We've added Notre Dame. Embarrassing loss in real life, by the way, this weekend. Maryland, Michigan State, and Indiana in the Big 10 East. The Big 10 West, Iowa, Northwestern, Wisconsin, Illinois, Minnesota, Nebraska, Purdue. No surprises there. Then we have the Pac-12, which is back. Pac-12 North. Washington, Boise, Oregon, Oregon State, Cal, Washington State, and Stanford. Pac-12 South will be Arizona, Utah, Fresno, USC, UCLA, Arizona State, and Colorado. If you have any questions about these, please ask. This is going to look weird. The SEC is very standard here. SEC East, Georgia, Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida, South Carolina, Vanderbilt. More of a traditional sense for the SEC. Okay? Then you got the minor conferences, the bottom 5, if you will. And we'll start in the American North. So Memphis, Navy, Army. Rutgers gets kicked out of the Big 10. They go to the American North, along with Temple and East Carolina. The South, we'll see Tulane, USF, Rice, UAB, Florida Atlantic, and Charlotte. The American has 12 teams. There are 3 conferences that have 12 teams. Okay? The American is one of those. Conference USA has 12 teams. Liberty, Jacksonville State, Middle Tennessee, La Tech, Florida International, Kennesaw State. You'll have New Mexico State, UTSA, Western Kentucky, UTEP, North Texas, and Sam Houston in there. The Mid-American Conference. This is where things also get a little weird. This is where Ball State will be playing. They'll be playing in the MAC West. The East has Ohio, Bowling Green, Buffalo, Akron, Kent State, UConn, and UMass, who were independents. They joined the Mid-American Conference, and they both play in the East. The West, where Ball State will be playing, our team. They'll face off against Miami of Ohio, Toledo, Northern Illinois, a lot of the directional schools, Eastern, Central, and Western Michigan, and Ball State. The Mountain West Conference. Here we go. Some pretty good teams here. SMU will be the lead dog in the Mountain West East. I know sounds weird to say. Mountain West, UNLV, San Jose, Utah State, Hawaii, Nevada, and San Diego State. And then finally the Sun Belt Conference, a 14-teamer. James Madison, App State, Coastal Carolina, Old Dominion, Georgia, Marshall, and Georgia Southern. I thought about putting Marshall back in the MAC, but we needed to keep balance with our team numbers. So here's how the conference relegation and promotional system will work. Every conference will have a championship game. The conference championships will be the leading team in each division. Now, this goes against some of what a lot of the real life are doing, but for every conference, the winners of the East will go to the championship. The winners of the West, or if the name is different, North or South, Coastal or Atlantic, whoever wins the division is the division champs. They represent the division in the conference championship. All conference championships are at a neutral site. If you are in a bottom 5 and you win your division, you get promoted. If you are in a major conference, in a Power 5, and you are last in your conference, or last in your division, I should say, you get relegated. And after a few years, this is going to look weird. And all the conferences are tied. The ACC feeds into the Sun Belt. The Big Ten feeds into the MAC. The Big 12 feeds into the American. The Pac-12 feeds into the Mountain West Conference. And the SEC is tied to Conference USA. That will remain. No matter what happens, that's going to remain. And it's going to make for some interesting scenarios, for sure. What this does is keeps parity amongst the leagues, the college football landscape. It forces teams, theoretically, to remain competitive. If they get complacent, they're going to get dropped down. If they have a good season, they're going to get rewarded. And in this game, being in a better conference is huge when it comes to recruiting. So you could see a long balance after several years. You could see a good balance amongst teams, which is great, especially with a 12-team college football playoff. Now, I have found that it can mess up that automatic berth because the Pac-12 doesn't necessarily get it automatically. So it makes for an interesting scenario when it comes to the conference championships. So that's that. If you want to see anything, please let me know in chat. I will be glad to pull it up for you when we are on the menus. So having said that, this is going to be interesting. I will say that. So, coaching abilities, we are going with a recruiter. Ron McDonald, there he is. He has seen better days. This guy has seen better days. We've got, what is he at, a C-. He is going to be giving the recruiter archetype, if you will. That's not what that is. There it is. The offensive coordinator, his name is Greg Harrell. For some reason, he is a scheme guru. He has a D prestige. And Danny White, also a scheme guru. Cool. All right. So, I guess schemes are what our coordinators are going with. That could change in a few years. What else do we have? We'll stick with Ball State's playbook. It's fine. They run a pro style. We've switched to a 4-2-5 defense. I do like a couple of the different defensive plays that go in there. They do a lot of nickel. Other than that, we run a lot of shotgun. We're just going to go with what Ball State does. By the way, big shout out to the real life Ball State Cardinals. Winning, what did they play? UL Monroe in their opening game. Big shootout. And I wasn't sure who they were going to go with in real life for their quarterback, whether it was going to be Caden Simonza or Kyle Kelly, but mainly because Kelly's a junior and he's got the experience, but they went with Simonza and he looked good. He threw for 4 touchdown passes. That's who we're going to roll in this dynasty. He's a 77 overall. He's a good scrambler. He can run. My goodness, though. We will do a lot of running with him, but he cannot hold on to the football to save his life. If he gets touched, he will fumble the ball, so we have to be very careful in that regard. Our running back situation, Brendan Sloan, senior running back. He will be backstopped there by Charlie Spiegel, who is a redshirt junior. So Sloan and Spiegel will get a lot of the carries. We do run a lot. We'll get a lot of first downs. Don't really... Oops, that's not what we want. Where'd we go? There we are. The wide receiver core, heavy on juniors. We do have a senior in Malcolm Gilly. Only a 66 overall. Not going to get a lot of touches, but it's going to be Magwood and Robinson, who are both deep threats, but we don't... Everyone's a deep threat. Holy cow. We don't throw a lot of deep balls in this game, so we'll see how that goes going forward. Our tight end situation, not too bad. Tanner Koisel will get a lot of looks. Tackle, senior, 74 overall. John Mucciolo. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I wish I did. He's an 84 overall. Fantastic there on the left side. Our center situation, not good. We have Crow at senior at center. We're going to need another center because we have other positions that are in the depth chart there. At right guard, Taran Tayo, fantastic. He's only a sophomore at right guard. And then our tackle situation on the right side, very young. They will hopefully get better. Defensively, we got a 72 overall at our left end. Our right end, awful. Quite honestly, we got a couple seniors up there. They are 68 and 67 overall, respectively. Drew Hughes on defensive tackle, a junior, a senior behind him. We need some help. Outside linebackers are kind of young, junior, sophomore, freshman, 71 overall at best. Our middle linebacker is Keontae Newson. He is a senior, very underwhelming in those numbers. Same with our right outside linebacker. Woof. Corners, middle of the road. Miles Norwood. He'll have another season under his belt. He's 75 overall. After that, pretty young as well. George Udo's a senior, only 74 in the free safety, but then it's a couple sophomores. And then at strong safety, we're going to get torched all year long. I can tell you that right now. Our kickers are young, but terrible. 59 overall. You got to be kidding me. All right. So, the goal, compete. We have a rough year ahead of us, and that will likely reflect in our gameplay. Because, again, I'm not here to say I'm a great player. I'm here to have some fun. So, if you see something that I do that you don't like, too bad. Enjoy it. That's all there is to it. We're going to have some fun with this. Interact, chat. I love talking. I do a lot of microphone work in real life. That's what we're here for. So, if you got anything to say, welcome. Follow me here on Twitch, JKGuy16. We will put everything on YouTube, and I will, I don't do a lot on X, but Twitter. I don't do a lot on X, but because that's kind of become a cesspool over the last year or so, but it's there if you want it. Okay, let's look at our schedule. I believe this is pretty similar to the real life schedule. It may have made some tweaks when I did the conferences. And by the way, another thing about the custom conferences, and I simmed several years doing many different things. No matter what I do, I had to set it to 9 conference games. If I set it at 8 for everybody, it screwed it up. Some teams would only play 5 conference games. Some would play 9 or 10. If I set it to 9, every conference was balanced, but it would either run 8 or 9 games. And that's how it's going to be. It's not going to be equal for every conference, but they will all run 8 or 9 conference games, and each conference stays at that number. So, for instance, the ACC would only have 8 conference games. The Big 12 would only have 8 conference games. The MAC only has 8 conference games. Others, like Conference USA, will always have 9 games. And that's fine, as long as they're all playing the same number. Perfect. Okay, so we start with UL Monroe, who we beat in real life on Saturday. High-scoring game, and I imagine we're going to see a lot of high-scoring games with this team because our defense is terrible. Then it's on to number 23, Miami of Florida. That's gonna be rough. If real life, I don't know what the line is in real life, but I imagine they're about 27.5-point underdogs. Then it's MAC play. We got Central. We'll have James Madison. Then we got 3 of 4 at home. Conference games, Western and Kentucky. We will take on UMass. That is a conference game now. I don't know if they were playing them in real life, but that got changed. So, Northern Illinois, rivalry game. We take on Vanderbilt in Week 10 for some reason. Then we have Miami of Ohio. Oh, wow. We have 4 road games to end the season. That is brutal. Our last home game... oh, my goodness. Our last home game is Week 9. Who came up with this? Well, it is what it is. We're going with it. I don't want to do anything to screw this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It doesn't screw anything up, but I'm going to make... Do I make this a home game? It's my Dynasty. I can do whatever I want, right? That would give us 6 home games. Okay. We're going to switch the Vanderbilt game to a home game. That's still going to be a tough game, no matter how you look at it. But we'll switch it to a home game, and we still have 3 of the last 4. Our final 3, I should say, on the road. So, we'll see. Oh, thanks, Dark. What's up? Nice to see you again. And please don't, because bans and things. But, no, that's awesome. Welcome. So here we go. Scheduling changes have been made. Nothing big. It shouldn't screw anything up. And if it does, crap. All right. So, top stories, upgrade coaching skills. Might as well, because we're going to do some recruiting. And we need to do that here. Well, actually, let's see what our needs are. Defensive players are going to be our needs, right? We got to set up our recruiting board. What does Ball State need? Everything. Offensively, lineman. Offensive lineman, a lot. Oh my God. All right, so our main focus are going to be edge rushers, clearly. Dude, Ron McDonald he's very versatile. He's been a hockey player, a golfer. He had a minor league baseball career. Now he's coaching. Yeah, he's coaching football. There's no off season for Ron. He does it all. All right. There's so much that this team needs. We'll never be able to recruit it all. Never. Another thing I dislike about this game, and I wish they'd fix it, you are restricted to 85 players across the board. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like once we start Season 2, it almost forces you to do it before you can redshirt anybody. So you really have to plan out your 85-man roster. And that can be difficult. So we will be taking a lot of notes. I will be taking a lot of notes here. Let's get into the recruiting, shall we? So we need right ends. So what I'm going to do... Let's talk about recruiting with Ron. And Ron's a recruiter. He likes to recruit. So because we're gonna be heavy on defensive line, we're gonna add our 5 points to taking less time to fully scout. We'll lock that in. We'll lock that in right now. I hate that we have to both a scheme guru on offense and defense as our coordinators. I hate that. What does that even entail? Let's find out. So, boost to power move and power hits, man coverage, pursuit. This is going to help our team out, actually. This is actually pretty good. We cannot edit anything when it comes to our coordinators, but they come with these things, and after a couple of years, they can move to the NFL, they can get fired, they can be replaced. Okay. Let's get into recruiting. The most important part of this game, recruiting, and we will focus on defense, so we will start defensively. We need ends, we need edge rushers, 4 of them, in fact. So we are just going to go all out here and look for edge rushers. We can recruit 35 people. We can target 35 people. You're allowed 35 scholarships. Each school, each coach has their own set number of hours. Because we are a low team, because we are low prestige, our hours are capped very low. 450 for the recruiting phase here this week. Now, if you're familiar with college football, this is going to look very familiar, but on the green on the left side, it has our targets. If it's green, they want to be here. And we're going to start with our recommended. Obviously, we're a 1-star school. We're not going to recruit anything above a 3. 3s are going to be tough to get. 4s are going to be impossible to get. It's not worth trying, typically. I'll start with those that are interested in me. Now, this is interesting that a 3-star recruit is interested in me on defensive tackle. But we're going to actually start on the defensive ends, because that's where our focus needs to be. So, I've got a 3-star right here, number 693 overall. Ron looking beat. He's needed a vacation for a long time. So, we're going to target him. We're going to target another 3-star who's got interest in me as well. He's only... you might as well go all out. This guy's interest is only MAC schools. Tyler McCracken. Great name, by the way. Indiana is our pipeline state. All right. We've got a couple 1-stars here. They have top interest in us. That makes it easier. We'll get them both in here. That is 5 ends. They're on the left side, though. That's the only problem. We need right edge rushers. They're pretty versatile, so it's probably not a big deal. So we have 5. Let's get 6, because we need 4. We got to try to get at least 4. Go for the 2-star here that has a 3rd interest. All right. You can, I don't think edge rushers are all that big of a deal. You can switch positions. Sometimes it comes with a penalty. But yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay. So, we focus on defense. Next up, our needs, we need let's go to free safeties. So we need 2 free safeties. Let's get after them. And again, we'll stick with the recommended on here. You can recruit by state, pipeline state, number of stars. I want to go with what's interesting, or what has interested me. And Quentin Beatty, great name. Highly interested in us, Indiana, Maryland. So this is interesting. We'll take, or look to recruit him. He's the only one with top interest. Braylon Coate has interest. And then we can try to get this 3-star in here. He's got Northwestern on his list. All right, we'll do 4. That's fine. Finally, we need, let's get defensive tackle. Oh, okay. The guy from Indiana is going to be easier to get, and his name is going to be easier to say than whatever that is. Kerpelwitz? Who comes up with these names? So we're going to add him to the list. We'll add Cortez Gash to the list. We might as well put him on here. That's plenty. All right. I don't want to run out of spaces. Outside linebacker. Guy with hard name is bigger. We'll put them both on there. Left outside linebacker, and all the good players are right. Son of a... Also, when you start recruiting, you'll find that you have diamonds and busts, and you've got to take that into consideration too. So that's why this recruiting phase is very important. Let's go with this guy, Alvin DeVoe out of Chicago. Larry Turpin. Man, he's going to be hard to get. Man, everyone's on the left side. Or right side, I should say. Let's focus on the left. Lamar Pitts out of Bloomington. There we go. Just a couple. And let's look at a couple strong safeties. Yeah. So pipeline is pretty important. Illinois is right there, so it's proximity. But the further you branch out, the more difficult it can be. So me trying to recruit someone from like Montana is going to be much more difficult. Not impossible, but much more difficult. Because playing close to home is important for a lot of recruits. Wow, I do not have a lot of interest from safeties. Throw a couple on the board. All right, offense. We're set at quarterback. Caden Simonza is a freshman quarterback. He is going to be our guy for the next 4 years. I don't think we really need a running back. I don't know why it says we need one. I think this will be if one comes up, we will focus on it. We only have one wide receiver we're going to be losing this year. Not a focus. We lose 2 tight ends this year, but we have a plethora of sophomores. Let's look for tight ends. There is a 44 overall running back. Yeah. Yeah. If we go over 85 players, we're going to ask him to look for another school. And the thing about this year, we have the transfer portal that we get to deal with, so it'd be interesting if guys could sign NILs in this game. I don't think they've put that in there. All right, so we got a couple tight ends that have some interest. Let's add them. Left tackles. We are bad. Yeah, if you're 44 overall and you're a junior, you should not be playing. Go find something else. All right. Not a lot of quality when it comes to the tackle position. Let's start here. Let's go here. Ooh. Good battle here with Western Michigan in our division. Let's go there. And then we'll look at the guys who have interest in me, which is nice. Okay. Let's see. Next, we need a center. Do we, though? All right. Marvin Priest. Athlete position, which means they could go in a lot of directions, which is good. Very versatile. Add him. Add him. We'll add these 3 centers to our list. We're at 27 targets. Right guard. Lamar Garvin out of Indianapolis. Antoine Titus out of wherever Yorktown is. I'm from Indiana. I don't even know where Yorktown is. And Jamal Verrett. Let's add another one. All right, we're at 31. What else? Another guard. Let's do another guard. Might as well take him and him. All right. We are focusing on a lot of 3-star recruits. Like, we're going big here. We're at 33 targets. That's probably fine. I know it says it wants a running back. Maybe we'll just throw it on the board just to see. Because you never know. You might get a star running back out of this. And you can get 35 scholarships. Who knows? Who knows what will happen? All right. The problem is they don't have a lot of interest in us. We'll just go with Robert Florence. Anyone with just an athletic status have interest? Very few. So we got a run stopper over here. Let's just shoot for the stars, right? There we go. Our list is full. 35 targets. By the way, welcome in. JK with you here. We're playing, or eventually going to be playing some games, but we're starting from scratch with our Ball State University Dynasty. And if you missed it earlier, this is a very custom dynasty. This is going to be we have conferences that are very interesting. And again, if you want to see anything before we get started, please ask. Be glad to throw those up on the screen for you. Just jump in chat. It's a promotion relegation system with our conferences. So year to year, the worst teams get moved down, the best teams get moved up. All right, let's scout. We got 450 hours to work with. We will never cover those. Our focus was what? Defensive ends, right? Yeah. So we start with our defensive ends. Now, we have added scouting to our defensive ends to make it a little easier. So, scouting in this game, you use 10 hours. It typically takes 50 hours to fully scout, but we've added it, so this is going to be very easy. We only have to hit it twice. And we found out that, what a great start. Lloyd Ade is a bust, which means he's not going to perform at a 3-star level. He's got a couple good mentals, winning time and road dog, but play recognition 57, like, come on. So that sucks. He can still be a good player, but he's not going to be as good as maybe you'd like. We got a couple road dogs already, a fan favorites, and our other 3-star. Let's scout him. Oh. So we're going to focus on Tyler McCracken from Cleveland, Ohio, a speed rusher. Holy cow. 81 finesse moves, 81 speed. He's got winning time as his trait. Perfect. That's fantastic. All right. Taylor Meadows out of Indianapolis. Nothing special for a 1-star. Another 1-star. He'll have 2-star possibilities here. That's good. 2 diamonds so far. Can we get another diamond? No, we cannot. But we got a couple there. That's awesome. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and offer a scholarship to Tyler McCracken. I think I've read there's like a 1% chance that someone whose top interest will just auto scholarship. They'll automatically verbally commit. So we'll see if that happens here. I mean, he didn't. I didn't expect him to, and that's fine. You just have to be in the top 8. Once you get to that next mark, then those meters start over again. We'll offer another scholarship here. Boom. All right. Everyone else, sit tight. Next up, We stay on defense. We'll go to our free safeties. That's our next focus. All right, let's scout. This could take a little longer. Yeah, so it's going to take 50 hours or 5 button taps here to fully get these guys scouted. The Natural. All right. Braylon Coat out of Algonquin, Illinois, wherever that is. He's got the Legion mental. Not sure what that is. There's so many mentals in this game and abilities. It's crazy. Why can't they keep all the attributes in the same spot? Like, is there a reason for that? Speed is in the middle for this guy. Speed is in the top left for this guy. Like, can we keep those consistent? It's kind of annoying. So we got nothing special out of any of these guys. That's fine. But we remain near the top in interest. If you give them a scholarship offer, they will almost certainly remain in that top 8. We're going to use this time for recruiting exclusively because we'll have another week before the season starts to do this. So, let's go right to the strong safeties here. Might as well do them both. That'll almost max us out on time. Nothing there from Dell. Kierden, we need this to be a big one. Come on. That checks. He's got 90 speed. Man, his awareness sucks. Too bad. Still could be a good player, though. Whoops. We got 20 hours left. Might as well use them. Let's check out our defensive tackles. Okay. Donnie Mutcherson. 3-star. Cool. We've maxed our hours. Yeah, he just runs all over the place. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. All right. I think we're good. Man, I wish I had a guy like that. So, before we do anything else, you can redshirt guys, and this is where I will keep some detailed notes here on my laptop. We're not going to redshirt anybody right now. They can play 4 games and before you redshirt them, but you have to do it before they do that, so we will keep track of that. So I'm not going to redshirt anybody until after we've gotten to the 4-game mark. We've already went over the conferences and the relegation system. We've gone over the schedule. We've gone over the sliders. I think we're ready to go. I think the depth chart looked good. Simonza, in real life, man, this freshman had a great game on Saturday. 4 touchdown passes in their win over UL Monroe. Will we replicate that? Probably not. We'll probably lose, but that's okay. All right, let's advance the week. By the way, if you want to see the preseason top 25, I assure you we're not in it. The game ranks Georgia number 1 with the most votes. Texas got a first-place vote. Remember, Texas is back in the Big 12. They did not make the move to the SEC in our Dynasty. Notre Dame. Sorry. Coach's poll has Ohio State number 1, Georgia number 2, and Oregon number 3. Ball State nowhere to be found. Also in the recruiting, something that you want to look at every week is your school and where they rank, and these are all going to be very low. It has players at risk for transferring. You'll want to play your game a specific way to prevent players from transferring. So championship contender, we are a D on a A to F scale. Number 109 out of 117. Sounds about right. Program tradition, D+, nothing to see here. Campus lifestyle, that cannot be changed. We're locked into that, not a big deal though. Stadium atmosphere, D-. How do we change that? We win games. Very simple. Win at home, win games, become better. Pro potential, same, win games. Brand exposure, again, get better, win games, be a better school. Academic prestige, we cannot change. Conference prestige, that can change heavily in our dynasty. Running out of the Mid-American Conference, it's going to be low, but that can change because of the promotion relegation system. Coaching stability, we're at a B-. We just started. We signed a 4-year deal. Let's keep it that way. Coach prestige, win games. Athletic facilities, better prestige. Playing time, again, as Dark mentioned there, that 44 overall, players at risk of transfer. 44 overall, where are you going to go? Like, who's going to want you? Who's going to want you? That's hilarious. I don't recall seeing a 44 overall, too. CFL. Yeah. So he was a running back. There's a 39 overall freshman, too. Oh, my goodness. You know, we could redshirt him, and maybe he'll get a little better. To be fair, it's a fullback, which I don't know why we even have. Oh, he's a 49 at that position. Or 39 at that position. So, yeah. Yeah, I didn't recruit him. Ron just took over. All right, we're advancing. We'll do a little more recruiting, and then we should be able to get started. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. We're back for the first time in years. We're going to do this. We're trying to do this regularly. Very excited. We've already lost a player. We've already lost a left guard. We are locked out. He is committed to his top 8. We are not in it. That sucks. No change in update on the school. It is a bye week, so we will do some more recruiting. All right. I'm going to focus on what we need right. Oh, come on. Defensive ends. So, if you're unfamiliar with the game, you can see after every week how things have changed, how they've updated. We lost a little influence here. We're not in the top 8 phase yet. We just have to stay in the top 8 before he reaches that mark at the top of the screen. The guys we need to focus on, he has offers from Ohio and Miami of Ohio, as well as us, Ball State. So we're going to probably be in the top 8 for sure. Not worried about it. This guy's only had an offer. He might not have been scouted by these other people, so we really want to lock him in because he will basically be a 2-star recruit. And we've lost a little ground over there. So, for this phase, we only have 350 hours to work with. It's fine. It's still very low compared to the high-end coaches. That's another thing about this game I wish that they had was the real coaches. They could not get the real coaches into this game, which sucks. Because college football 14, NCAA 14 had them. That's kind of a downer. All right, defensive tackles. That's right where we're going to scout. All right. So, Cortez Gash, team player, 3-star. This guy whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Oh, let's go. All right, so, oh, man. Offer scholarship immediately. Okay. He has an offer from Eastern, and he's not having an offer from Western Michigan. Ooh, this is interesting, though. I didn't even see that. He's He's a JUCO, which means we'd only get him for 2 years. That's okay. That's okay. There are junior colleges. You knew it. Kevin Kriplowitz? Kriplowitz? We're going to call him Kevin. He's always going to be Kevin. All right, so we have offers out. We might as well get an offer out to this guy, too. Oops. God, hitting the wrong button is such a pain in the butt in this game. We're just going to give everyone an offer. Just to keep him in our top 8. Is everyone over here? And I'm going to just offer everyone over here a scholarship. Just because. It'll create influence, especially in the top 8 phase. Yeah, absolute beast. No doubt about it. All right. Let's go to our free safeties. Was there anything in the linebackers? Do we set linebackers? How's the scouting work? Okay, we can do it in 30 hours for these guys, so we'll go ahead and scout. Oh, my God. Alan DeVoe out of Chicago, Illinois. The natural, a road dog. A scholarship offer. Only being recruited by MAC schools. Only being recruited by MAC schools. Cool. Do we find another in Lamar Pitts? We do not, but still a 3-star. Fantastic. Give him an offer. We're also recruiting with Indiana University, a Big Ten school. That could be tough. That could be tough. All right, we have 205 hours. Let's check out this middle linebacker, 3-star athlete. We'll offer him. Keep him in our top 8. He's actually in the top 8 phase. We need to keep him in the top 5 right now. Okay. No corners. Free safeties. Scouting's going to be tough here because it's going to take up a lot of hours. We have another round of recruiting before we get to the game, so... All right. Sorry, I'm just taking some notes as well. All right, let's... He's got an eye... Yeah. We got Big Ten schools involved in some of these guys, which is going to make things very difficult for us. We will scholarship him. I already did all the free safeties. Let's just give everyone a scholarship here. Because you never know. That might be enough just to keep him in the round. A lot of competition here as Tulsa has heavily recruited Shaquille Curtin. Might as well. Let's focus on offense. Oops, sorry about that. All right, what's our big need? Tackles. Offensive tackle. Let's start with... It's going to take a while to scout. Worth it? No. Our only 3-star is a bust. What a shame. And he's being recruited by Northwestern. We're going to scholarship him anyway. Another Northwestern. Interesting. And he's from Chicago, which means that is a hometown discount for them. I wonder if that's even worth trying. I gotta know. I gotta know. I'm done with him if he's a bust. All right, let's try it. We're down to 30 hours. So what I'm gonna do? Let me look around. The fact is that you just don't have enough hours for everybody. You really have to pick and choose. How about the guards? That's right, we were locked out of this guy. Get rid of him. We'll start the scouting process, and that'll do it for hours. All right. Lovely. It is our bye week. There's really nothing to do. We're going to advance it, and this will be a game week. We'll do one more round of recruiting, and then we'll jump into our first game. Nobody has left us. We have 6 players that have reached their top 8, and we're all there. That's good. Game week. All right, so we have 350 more hours to work with. I just want to check out how we've done over here. Positive influence, everybody. That's good. That's good. Okay, and then your boy Dark, he is second. He will certainly be in our top 8. Nobody else is offering him scholarships except for Eastern Michigan. And that's fine. But nobody left us. That's the good news. Let's do a little offensive focus here. All right. True. True, true, true. All right, Glenn Coker. Let's see what we got. Well, there you go. 89 agility for a tight end. You know what? I'm going to offer him a scholarship anyway. Even if he plays like a 2-star athlete, that's fine. Well, let's do the opposite with Jeremiah Ruse. Okay, well, we'll give him a scholarship anyway. All right, tight ends are covered. Offensive tackle. Conrad Schlereth from Fort Wayne, my hometown. Come on, dude. My hometown boy. We got to get you. We got to get you. Love it when I see Fort Wayne on these lists. All right, so... Oof. And Schlereth's only 5th on our list. The scholarship should help. We just need him in the top 8 at the end. He'll be fine. I think anyone you offer a scholarship to should be fine. And with the 1-stars, you're just looking for a diamond. You're not. You see a bus at a 1-star, you might as well just drop them. They're not going to be worth your time. Cliff Pringle from Indianapolis. Nothing there. Scholarship him anyway. 75 hours to work with. Let's finish up the scouting on Khalil Willie. No problem. We do have some 2-stars in here. What I'm going to do is scholarship everybody without scouting because we're out of hours. Will the 1-stars have awareness with 48? Will they know what side of the ball they're on? No, they won't. They'll no idea. They don't know what's going on. All right. 30 hours. We're not going to scout. We're just going to scholarship these guys that have 3 stars. Anybody taking the bait? Anybody? Why not? All right. And we might as well start the recruiting process here. There we go. That's going to max out our hours. Yeah, it would. It really would. Okay. That is that. Which means we're going to get this started here. So, Game 1 against UL Monroe. They are also a 71 overall. Our offense is the same. We have the edge in this game. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. By the way, we can relook at the top 25 because other games have been played. Georgia remains top of the media poll. Any big upsets in week 1? Oklahoma State lost to Arkansas in a close one. Crazy. All right. If you are here, the Twitch has, ads and things that are going to be happening. Just be aware of that. If you're subscribing to the channel, you won't see the ads, but I will time those. I've put it at the minimum. I've timed them so that we're not going to miss any gameplay. So please don't worry about that. Please don't worry about that. But if you're brand new, welcome. Hit that follow button. We'd love to have you as part of our channel. If you've got Amazon Prime, free subs. Just saying. Okay. Are we ready? Are we doing this? Here we go. All right. Again, All-American difficulty. I have a slider set from Operation Sports that we are going to be using. So please keep that in mind. It is a slider set. We are using Ball State's playbook. We are... What are they wearing? All white. What are we wearing? Too much white. Can we... Black jersey at least? Or, no. Red jersey. We got black pants? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So there's a slider set. Will we do well? I don't know. I'm not great at this game. I enjoy it. I've played it offline Dynasty. We had a lot of success. It was a lot of fun. But it had its challenges. All right. Game 1. Here we go. Enjoy the ambiance of Schumann Stadium in Muncie, Indiana. Not a ton of people there, but that's probably accurate. It's funny because if you play an exhibition game, the stands are packed. If you look in the end zone, there's nobody sitting out there. Okay. I think these are all fine. We kick off 15 mile per hour winds. Wow. All right. We are underway. 11-minute quarter. Ooh, too far. I didn't want to kick it that far. I try not to put it in the end zone because they get the ball at the 25. General Booty. Love the name. General Booty is their quarterback. He has 95 throw power. His awareness sucks, and he doesn't do well under pressure. So we have to attack. We're going to keep everything at default except for options. We run conservative for the key or the read key, and aggressive for the pitch. Man, do we start aggressive here? Do we start aggressive? Let's do a single blitz here. All right, let's go. Get that crowd pumped up, Newsom. Let's go. He's got nowhere to go. He's got nowhere to go. 2 yards. We'll keep a blitz here. We are running a 4-2-5 defense. And there's nobody on the... yeah, nice. All right, good start. You got to remember this team kind of sucks too. We're in the same boat. We'll drop 4. We will play the pass. Get in there. Ball's loose. 3 and out. What a start. What a start. I will say I've struggled mightily on defense playing this game. I'm pretty happy with that start. Nice block. I manually block for him, and he doesn't hold the block for more than a half second. All right. Caden Simonza takes over. Got a really good right guard in Tarantayo. If we're going to do a lot of runs, it's going to be to the right side. Is it? Thanks for the heads up, Dark. Oh, I was looking and I took a flag. Perfect. I'll keep an eye on it. Might need to take a timeout and lower things. Nothing there. All right. Let's see how this works. Oh, he read it. Oh my God. That's a great start. No, this is good. Okay. Great start. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to check a couple things here on the stream. I might need to lower some settings. I've done a lot of testing with this, and with the internet capabilities that I have, I had the right settings. I swear to you I did. So bear with me. I may do a quick restart of the settings, which means I won't be gone long. I just want to get a look at it for myself. All right, that was a pick six because my guy failed to block. And again, this team sucks. Okay, so what a start. We'll start at the 19. Unreal. Like, what? Nice block. There we go. See, why couldn't we do that the first time? See, good block by Tayo on the right side. Ooh. And we have an injury. Outstanding. All right, 3rd and 8. God damn. Man.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off.
Little screen. Got room. There we go. Pretty nice.
Well, they pick up the first down there on the screen. I love the offensive line there. allowing the pass rush to get way up the field. They completely baited their guys, made them think if they got beaten that they were going to get the sack.
Dislocated thumb for Dalton. I guess he's got to go get that looked at. We'll run again. Come on, hold the block for a second. Just 1 second longer. What a struggle. There he goes, wide open. Keep me updated if on the stream here. I'm trying to watch it on my phone. It seems okay, but if it's not, my apologies. Well, I'm scared to run that RPO again. Get the first. There you go. Yeah, I can see it lagging there. Man. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a pause. Stick around. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. And we're going to reset the stream here and go from there. I'm going to lower a couple settings here. Give me 1 second.